Okay, so I had a question around sleeping, anxiety, stress, finding it difficult to go to sleep, to stay asleep. And actually, I know I'm kind of directing this at teenagers, young adults, but I think a lot of proper adults, us adulting, kind of are really suffering with this as well. And the only thing that I can say is don't take it at surface value. Really check in with what is actually being felt. So that might sound a bit weird, but it's kind of like we are going through a huge transition at the moment, and we really it's almost like everything that is known to us, and known to our parents and known to our parents' parents, and 2,000 years of moving on this planet in a certain way is now changing. So when I talk about this idea of the caterpillar going into a chrysalis and then going into a butterfly, right now it's like we're starting to break out of the chrysalis, and we're all at different stages. So for some of us, we have broken through, we're emerging, we're feeling quite comfortable in this new energy, and then for others, we're still in that chrysalis state and we're starting to kind of emerge out. And as you can imagine, when you kind of start emerging out, everything is new and everything is different, even though it all looks the same. So imagine if you were a caterpillar and you've been living on this bush your entire life, and then you go into a chrysalis, but you don't quite understand what's happened to you. When you first start to break out, you're still on the same bush, but everything is different. So don't assume that what you feel and label as anxiety actually is anxiety, because it might not be. And really check this out. Like when you say, oh, I'm feeling anxious, what does that even mean? Like, what is it? Like, is it a vibration in your body? Is it a feeling of fluttering in your heart? Are you getting hot? Are you getting pulsations or waves? Don't think about it, feel it. Because as soon as you start labeling it, right? If I say, oh, I'm feeling anxious, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm feeling anxious. Why am I feeling anxious? Or I'm feeling afraid. Why am I feeling afraid? What's happening? As soon as the mind kicks in, then you're kind of lost. But if you stay focused inside the body at the actual sensations and inquire as to, is it really anxiety? Do I really know it's anxiety, or is it just really different sensations in the body, or really hyped up energy and sensations as I'm breaking free? Don't be afraid of this new energy. I know it can feel really unnerving. Like I would say the whole planet is having sleep issues at the moment. So you're in good company. Like everybody I know is having sleep problems at the moment, including myself. In fact, this morning I woke up at 4:45 and I was like, oh well. And I got up and I made myself a cup of coffee and I just, mooched around and looked out my window. And so I think the secret is not to worry about it. We are going through a phase. It is going to settle down again. But that settling might be different for some of us. This might go on for weeks. It might go on for months. We don't know. But you can certainly go through this process more easily. So that's kind of the tip, is to get in the body, to really investigate. Is it really anxiety? Is it really fear? Is it really or is it just a feeling that's coming up, and then I'm labeling the feeling as something, and then I'm letting my mind go into these cycles. Keep the visual of the chrysalis, keep the visual of you as a butterfly coming out into a whole new world, and there's a whole new opportunity, there's a whole new way of being, but you haven't quite figured out what that is yet, but you will, all of us will. So that's, I guess, the best tip. And then this whole thing with the sleep, just embrace the fact that nobody's sleeping that well at the moment. It's okay. You will get enough sleep. At the moment, none of us need that much sleep anyway. I mean, when you're really honest with yourself, even if you have a couple of nights sleep, you're still doing okay, right? The next day. So trust your emerging process. Just trust it. And I'll put a couple of tips in the next video as well. Hope that helps.